Burma coup resistance notes September 30, 2022. The financial crisis caused by the coup is hurting ever more deeply. The regime already restricted the amount of daily cash people could withdraw from bank accounts, meaning nobody ever had much money. Then rampant inflation cut the value of that money by over half. Now, ATMs are closed, blocking many people's access to any money at all, including their salaries. Aside from the obvious effect on average consumers who can't buy food, the crisis has stopped many businesses from functioning, meaning that even informal sector income is drying up. The financial crisis is also hurting freedom fighters' ability to fight, and even to eat. If you are inclined to contribute to the PDFs or ethnic defenders, your help is particularly needed now. Ending this misery is dependent on winning the war and removing the junta. In a related story, the military regime wants to decouple the kyat currency from any comparison against the USA dollar, and instead make it convertible into Russian and Chinese currency. Ethnic regions. In Arakan state, the Arakan army intercepted a junta food supply convoy coming from Yangon yesterday, causing a 90-minute battle in which approximately 20 junta troops were killed as they were exposed on the roadway. This occurred in the border between Ponakyun and Kyauktaw townships. In Rathedown Township, the AA fired grenades at a junta border guard camp, setting a troop dormitory and other buildings on fire. In Korthule Bait Tavoy district Tananthari region on Burmese maps, a PDF fired on a marching column of junta troops yesterday in Banlaw village of Tananthari Township. They killed 5 of the troops before retreating unharmed. This was the third battle in 2 days. In Longlone Township, a PDF attacked 5 junta Payu Sorhati operatives who had been extorting money from travelers, killing 2 and seriously wounding 2. 2 PDF fighters were also injured. In Korthule Du Tar 2 district Thaton Township on Burmese maps, a deputy leader of a pro-junta local militia was assassinated in a tea shop in Debrain village yesterday. In Korthule Duplaya district Mayawadi Township on Burmese maps, junta shelling of Thay Bor Bo village yesterday forced civilians across the border into Thailand, where the Thai army forced them back into the mortar barrage. Nant BWA Fan, on the same day, Karen Army Brigade 6 and allied PDF attacked about 100 junta troops for an hour in Kyansakyi Township, killing 3 of them and critically wounding 1. In northern Shan State, the Kachin Army and allied PDF attacked a police barracks at Mantan. All the police fled, and the Kachin burned the station, then left. Mantan is normally in the area of the Tarang Ethnic Army, TNLA. In Mon State, a PDF called the Yi Monsters fired on a car carrying 3 junta police in Yi Township this morning, leaving no survivors. A chief was among them. The PDF captured their weapons. In northern Shan State, a vehicle carrying 2 junta officers and 2 junta doctors exploded last night, killing all 4. In Karenni State, junta troops fired large-caliber 120mm mortars into a Catholic temple in Dimorso town yesterday, collapsing the church roof and severely injuring a 17-year-old student inside, causing his intestines to come out. A passenger flight landing at Loikor Airport in Karenni State was penetrated by a small metal object today, slightly injuring a traveler. The junta accuses Karenni defenders of shooting it, but the Karenni say they don't have access to the area where the plane was hit and lack weapons that can hit an airplane at 1,000 meters altitude where it was at the time. They say the junta was firing a mortar barrage in that area. 3 Karenni defense soldiers missing in Mobi since September 3 were found dead yesterday. Junta troops had thrown the bodies down a well. Junta army desertions. A junta lieutenant came over to the Karenni Defense Forces, and described how the army is ordered to destroy civilian villages where there has been no PDF activity, just treating civilians as the enemy. He says front-line troops die in battle for the power-hungry personal ambitions of the top brass, and that many troops want to defect but their families are effectively held hostage by the army. Junta Scorched Earth Village Terrorism Campaign. Junta troops burned Shorpu Kone village for the second time today, after burning it the first time in June. At that time they destroyed grain silos full of paddy rice. This time they burned crops in the field, again in order to cause starvation among the population. People's Defense Forces PDFs. In Zagaring region, junta troops shot young men returning from playing in a sports match in Wundwan township yesterday, killing one and injuring two. In Indore township, the Kachin army and allied PDF confronted 68 junta troops raiding a village yesterday, firing for 30 minutes, after the troops kidnapped hostages and murdered one of their human shields the previous day. Junta casualties from yesterday aren't known, but 2 PDF soldiers were killed. In Tamu Township Battalion 3 enforced internal discipline by dismissing 4 of its soldiers who were absent without leave. Both the National Unity Government and ethnic armies have been emphasizing military discipline and respect for the norms of engagement, especially the protection of civilians. In Mandalay region, a PDF in Myanshan Township attacked a small group of junta troops at a local administrator's house in Purebway Sanpaya village yesterday. The administrator and troops ran away, and the PDF captured their weapons. In Nyongu Township, a pro-junta politician was assassinated yesterday because he was causing the imprisonment of local citizens and raising money for the junta. Urban warfare. In Yangon, 2 junta administrators in South Dagon Township were assassinated by an urban PDF yesterday for causing the imprisonment of pro-democracy activists. A member of the junta Air Force was shot dead yesterday in Panbedan Township of downtown Yangon while shopping in civilian clothes. While the shooter was escaping, troops shot 2 civilians by mistake and injured them critically. Also last night, an urban PDF fired on guards at the gate of an engineering battalion in Thanlin Township, wounding and possibly killing 2 of them. These shooters also escaped after a senior retired general and his son-in-law were assassinated in Yangon this past week. Other senior retired officers are decamping from Yangon to the military capital Naypyidaw for their safety. This can be seen as a retreat by regime personnel. In Mandalay, someone bombed a junta vehicle admin office last night, wounding a soldier on guard duty.